Hi everybody, Joe Brancato, the air gun scientist, and today a non-air gun topic. One of my favorite topics is powder burners, and one of my favorite powder burners, the 1911. Yes, John Browning's design. Been around since 1911, so this is 2019, so that's a long time there. It's 108 if you're doing the math. Today's discussion is how to reassemble one. I've seen some guys on the forum say, I took my gun apart, took me 45 minutes to do it. Shouldn't take that long. I don't claim to be an armorer at all. So I'm just doing this out of, hey, helping another guy on the forum how to do this, because I like doing it. Used to do it in my sleep as a kid. Let's describe the different parts of the 1911. By the way, this is a 1911 clone. It's a Para Ordnance, which is a clone, and it's a double stack, which means instead of 7 plus 1, it's 14 plus 1. Here in the state of California, we're limited to 10 rounds. So it's really 10 plus 1. Unless you carry 2 mags, then it's 20 plus 1. Okay, so let's describe the different parts of the 1911. First of all, we're going to describe how it works. It's a pretty amazing gun. So when the gun is together, this pin here, right, you see that pin, is in here. Okay, this is called well, it's actually on the other side, but we're just showing how this barrel link pin is held in place. Now, when you fire the gun and it recoils, okay, it looks like this. Get my hands out of the way. When it recoils, this is going to come back like that. Look, see how that tilted up or down? Watch. The link is straight, and as it recoils, I'll kind of go out of the view so you can see it a little better. It's going to go like that and allow it to tilt down. Now, what's happening when it tilts down? See these? It's called lugs, L-U-G, lugs. See those lugs in there? They mate with the barrel lugs. So there's lugs in the slide, lugs in the barrel. They all mate together. And that is like that. Now, when the barrel recoils with the round in it, the whole thing comes back up until this little point where this link pivots the barrel down. Then once the barrel starts to, now the slide goes all by itself. And that's how the slide operates. So I just thought I'd show you the guys. The other thing that's rather interesting about this gun, it's a Series 80, and we're going to get into that in just a second, versus a Series 70. Let's put it together. Well, first thing we did was after we cleaned the gun, we usually hit this with ballistol, 30 weight or 40 weight or something like that, something that makes it nice and slippery. That's kind of one of our favorites there. We're going to put the slide, well, first the recoil spring and the recoil guide right here. We're going to put that lug forward, and we're going to put, this is a Series 80. Now, what's a Series 80? It's got one extra safety. When you hold your hammer, pull the trigger, hold the hammer, do not let it drop while it's assembled. See that thing coming up? That's a Series 80 safety. Okay, and what that does is push in this plunger here. That plunger, unless that plunger is pushed in, which is when the trigger is pulled only, unless it's pulled in, which it never, it won't let the firing pin go forward when it's in the normal mode, unless you push that pin in which is during trigger pull. Now, if I hold that down as if I was pulling the trigger, the firing pin goes in. Okay, because I pulled the trigger, that little lever comes up. Without that thing pushed in, that's all will go. I'm not stopping there. It's being stopped by it. Okay. Another thing here, while we're here, this little groove here, another ingenious invention by John Browning. That is for this little thing right here. It's called the disconnector. And that basically stops the gun from going full auto. Unless the gun is in complete battery, i.e. it's fully, the barrel's where it should be and everything's where it should be when it's locked and cocked. That little divot goes in there. If it's not fully in battery, like if the slide's backwards a little bit, so that the gun doesn't fire with the barrel not correctly aligned, this won't fire. Okay? Unless that disconnector is allowed to pop up into that recess. That's another little cool thing about the Browning design. This keeps it from going full auto. It makes it safer so that the gun doesn't fire with it out of battery like that. There's a whole bunch of reasons that it's ingenious, but the bottom line is, he's like my hero, John Browning. Okay, let's get it back together. So we're going to put the slide like this. This is the recoil spring and the recoil guide, spring guide. That little thing here faces the barrel, okay? Now, the reason why I brought up that whole Series 80s thing, sometimes when guys are putting together the guns, they'll get like this and they can't figure out why it won't go together and why it won't go together. Well, it's that Series 80 thing there. Just lift it up. Now watch, see? Now it goes in. Okay, there you go. Get it all the way to the back. Now, Zach's going to show to you, watch how we got to line this up. We're looking for that, remember that link with the hole in it that pivots it down? Okay, now we're going to show to you from this side. We put the, line it up a little hard to, there you go. Okay. Now that's in there like that. Then you line this part up right here. That little notch that you see in the slide right here goes in with that hole. Then we're going to push this out a little bit so you don't scratch the gun, because you will scratch the gun if you let it go over there, especially on these fat boys with the double stacks. Now you push it in here. And I notice I don't have a good, real good detent in there. We're going to have to probably fix that because that could cause this to pop out. So that's something I just noticed for the first time. Now that that's in, this won't come off, okay? All right, put that up there just to keep it safe for now. Now, the spring is still here. The next thing is we're going to put on our bushing. See that right there? All right. That, slide over the barrel, and that little part there goes in line here. All right, now that allows you to get the bushing onto the barrel. Now we rotate it all the way to the other side so the spring goes in. Because once you push in the spring, we got the barrel, there you go. We've got this part here, push that in. Be careful because this is where you lose the parts. There you go. Now it's together. Now the gun is fully assembled. Now whenever you reassemble a gun, especially if you go down to the trigger, hammer, disconnector, and all that kind of stuff, it's always best to pull the trigger while you're sliding it, because that's how I discovered one time I had the disconnector wrong. So, fired it. Now, if I rack the slide, okay, the disconnector should hold the hammer in position, okay? Now, let's see if you can hear it. That little click, that's where the disconnector came back in. It allows the gun to fire now that it's completely in battery. Bang, I just fired the gun recoils. I've got my finger still on the trigger. It comes back. It won't fire until I release. So it doesn't become fully automatic. And if you guys want to see something a little neat here, let's come over here. You can actually see that Series 80 pin coming up. See it? That's the one that hits that plunger. So if you can see that. Anyway, that's my informal video on how to put together a 1911 or a 1911 clone. Just thought you might like that. Maybe next time we talk, I might do a little review on that. If you're interested, give me a thumbs up or put it in the comments as a little C-Camp 32. Take care. God bless. This is Joe Brancato saying safe shooting. Be sure to like our Facebook page, PCP Air Gunners, as well as Air Tanks for Sale. And he's mouthing something about me on Instagram. You want to say it? Just say it.
Follow us on Instagram at Air Tanks for Sale.
There you go. Follow us on Instagram at Air Tanks for Sale. These kids, they know all about this Instagram stuff. Take care. God bless.